I'm Helen from Journal with Purpose and welcome to my latest YouTube video. Today I'm going to share a flip through of this lovely chunky junk journal that I've just finished. I made this one myself some time ago now, and I covered it with some papers that I bought. They're actually from a local garden centre and they were designed by an illustrator, Lucy Rose, who lives in my area, and I just think they're absolutely stunning. And I've been in this journal for just over a year now, which I realised when I got to the end. I actually started it in September last year and I finished it just in September of this year. And so much has changed during my time in this journal. And so I've used lots of different types of papers in here of all different sizes and paper weight. And I really enjoy creating and documenting in that way because you just have to think a little bit differently with each type of page. So in here, I often add photos from different walks and things that I've been on. And also, I think some of the printables on the background are from Pink Monarch Prints. And I remember that some of these tissue papers and stickers were actually from Lisa at the Lollipop Box Club. I ordered one of the kits. So I just really enjoy documenting different little bits that are going on in my life and getting creative in here. I also love having little flappy bits with tags and things on it, especially when you've got quite busy pages. It's a really nice way of being able to create some writing spots in this type of journal. And not every page has writing on, but certainly a lot do. So I'm always looking for just ways of being able to jot a few notes. On this one, I used one of my printable papers, one of the ones that I designed, and created a little tuck spot on this music paper. And then I've added some decorated tags in here, again with a little bit of writing on the back. And this was sent to me by a friend in with some happy mail. I really enjoy putting little postcards and people's notes in here because I feel that they all kind of tell the story of things, nice and lovely things that have happened during the time I've been using this journal. And for this page, this is when we went away on a trip to North Devon. And that's a photo of some really pretty cottages that we saw, all painted different colours. And I seem to remember I picked up this leaflet from an art gallery and just absolutely loved the colours and textures in there. So just included a little bit in here. I do find it if I'm away, junk journals are a particularly great way of being able to document things because they're just so quick and easy to use. You haven't got to start with a blank page. And these are my pages from Junk Journal January. So I followed along with the prompts and I was one of the people who shared a video during that time as well. And so here I've used coffee dyed paper and added a little bit of doodling around the top and a couple of stamps. And this was some black paper that I used with a white gel pen on the top and a little bit of stenciling on the side. And that's one of my favourite quotes. They tried to bury us, they didn't know we were seeds. I think I've probably got that in just about every journal I've ever used. And here again, another little decorated tag with some stamping and coffee dyed paper underneath so that I can add some writing. And this is from one of my botanical sticker sheets, which is available in my shop and also over on Patreon. Again here, another little tuck spot with one of my papers and I've used one of my ledger papers, again, that I've designed behind there, and little tags. I just find it so fun getting creative with ways of adding all those little bits of writing. And this came in some of the happy mail from Mini Small, absolutely beautiful. So again, just pop it in there. And this one was more of a memories page of some of my favourite photos of flowers from the year before, just something I'm always drawn to. It's really nice to have a little collection of those together. And here I used some embroidery thread to add some little stitches. So the prompt was stitched that day and used some little textured handmade papers behind And I just love being able to run my hands over pages and feel all those different little raised elements. So here I did a simple collage in neutral colours, and I then did some watercolour straight onto that book page there, and just tore out some paper here again that I could write on. And this one is a London Gifties postcard, and again just another collage which I love doing. And the prompt here was eclectic, and I've said that I feel that my journaling style could be described as that. I love vintage and neutrals, but I also love bright colours and just adding all sorts in here. And so this page that I'm working on here is torn from a free gardening magazine that came through the post, so lovely to use as a background. And this is an envelope, and then I've just added some little doodles on there. Some more kind of collage pages. I look for anything interesting which comes in the post or when I'm out and about, kind of gift bags, anything like that that can just be glued down for my backgrounds. And this is one of the tags that I've made. And again, just use that as a little writing spot just to extend that on the background. And this was some watercolour that I did on here, and I've done it on the page underneath here as well. So I just added some little doors, so excited for what's to come, and just kind of looking outside and seeing beautiful flowers in the garden. So it was just a fun little kind of experiment I did in my journal. So that was back in January, and I was thinking about how nice it would be once the gardens were full of colour again. So I created a simple pocket there. Again, one of my tags with the printables. So I could just add a little bit more writing with coffee dyed paper behind. And this one is just white texture paste added through a stencil around the corner of the page. For this one, I used some jelly plate prints that I'd created, and again used texture paste through a stencil on the top of there for that design. And I've got another pocket here with it was kind of made on a big tag with other pockets in between, so I could just add a little bit more writing in there. And these I've had years ago. I think they were from a Project Life set. I've had them a long, long time and just decided to use some of those. I just love all the variety and the different size of pages, so you can kind of see others peeping through as well. This I made, I think, over on Patreon as a video with just a little folded envelope, again with some tags in there that I could write on, but decorated the inside of these as well as the front and the back of them, and then just used some washi tape to pop that in my journal. And here I used, I think it was white gesso around the outside. It might have been acrylic paint with a little bit of stenciling on top. Again, another postcard that I received. Let's just pop that in there. So if I get postcards with orders or anything like that, I pop them in. Another decorated tag and some little bits of watercolour that I'd done on old book pages and glued in. So any little scraps of paper, scraps of washi tape, they pretty much all end up in here. So this one I did a little painting of a face and then added some jelly plate prints kind of over the side of it and a little bit of stamping. And this is another tag pocket here, again with some decorated tags. I think we did these as part of a Patreon live stream, decorating the tags, and just pop them in these pockets here. And this one I filmed for YouTube, I think back in July, just doing some grungy textures. And now these are quite current. This is since we've moved into our new home. So I just did a photo of a bunch of flowers. We've got really wide windowsills here, which I love. So I was trying to get kind of some of that in there, and our cottage, and then a little collage here. And this I just painted straight onto the background of the book page and added a little decorated tag on top. Again, another London Gifties postcard. And these again, I think were tags that we made during one of the live streams. So I like to make lots of tags at a time if I've got kind of my supplies out, and I have a little pot on my desk full of the tags and the quotes so that I can just use them as quick and simple decoration at the end in any of the pages in my journal. And this one was my last YouTube video where I created these pages. Here I did a little bit of swatching with some of my brush pens. I was just having a bit of a look through for some autumnal colours. Some of these are a bit bright, but they'd be lovely if they were blended together. And this I think came from one of the Stampington Art Journal magazines, and added that quote on here, and then also added one on the other side. And then I often like to just put a kind of thank you page in my journal, thanking it for being here and seeing me through all the different changes that have happened, and a lot's happened to me in this year. And these are from London Gifties. They're cut from one of her pet tapes. So yeah, that's just a little thank you to my journal for being there and seeing me through everything that's happened. I really hope you've enjoyed seeing this flip through, and that perhaps it's given you some ideas for how to use your own junk journal too. And as always, I want to say a massive thank you to everybody who's joined me over on Patreon. Well, thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you're doing really well, and I look forward to speaking with you really soon in my next video.